This program is brought to you by Emory University.
More than 1,800 first-year students at Emory College of Arts and Sciences and Oxford College filled the Woodruff P. Center on Emory's campus in excited anticipation for the 30th annual Carter Town Hall. The guest, as always, was former President Jimmy Carter, an Emory distinguished professor who answered questions from the crowd. And yes, it was no holds barred.
What do you think of Sarah Palin?
I think she was an acceptable governor of Alaska for 2 years.
What is your opinion of some of the candidates that were involved in the debate, the Tea Party debate the other night?
I don't think there's any doubt that Governor Perry from Texas is in the leadership. I've seen some of the exchanges between him and other Republican candidates. I think he's, at this point, the most likely one of the existing candidates to be the Republican nominee, unless something happens in the future. I think he's been particularly mistaken at some of the radical positions he has maintained and repeated during the debates. I think it's going to hurt him in the general election against President Obama, although it might help him within the Republican Party environment.
Do you think the Republicans are trying to stall an economic recovery to benefit in the 2012 election?
I wouldn't be that condemnatory of the Republicans. You know, I know a lot of them, and my belief is that they would like very much to see the economy recover, under which circumstances they would like very much to figure out a way for them to get credit for it.
What was your most memorable accomplishment while you were in office? What are you most proud of?
My most memorable, I think, was keeping our country at peace throughout my 4 years, and also trying to generate peace among other people, including between Egypt and Israel. And that would be one of the most notably remembered things, was a treaty that was negotiated with my help between Menachem Begin and Anwar Sadat. The most difficult political challenge I ever had in my life, more difficult than being elected president, was getting 68 votes in the U.S. Senate to approve the Panama Canal Treaties when the United States gave away our treaty to the people of Panama. And that's one of which I'm most proud.
How would you describe the Emory spirit that Emory has been developing all these years since its founding?
Well, when I left the White House, I had an opportunity to be president of 2 major colleges in the South. But I wanted to get out of politics. And so I looked around as best I could, and the then president of Emory was a very close, became a very close friend of mine, and I spent a good bit of time on the campus. And I became infatuated with the Emory political environment and with the student body and the relationship between the faculty and the students. I found a great deal of political freedom here. And that was one of the things I wanted, because I wanted to say controversial, I wanted to adopt controversial issues if I chose. I didn't want to be censored, and I was promised that I would not be censored. And so I have really come to understand and to love the essence of what Emory is. And as my first employer said, as the president of Emory, I was the first person on earth to use the White House as a stepping stone to greater things. And I'm just very proud, deeply, to be a part of Emory.
Thank you, President Carter, for sharing your wisdom and your experience with us tonight.
The preceding program is copyrighted by Emory University.